I could probably just feel like it's been so long since.
Alright, since when are you awake?
What's the time now? 1 o'clock.
Wait, it's only 1 p.m.? Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm an hour behind.
Oh, it's
remember?
2. Oh, dude. Hey, I've been awake since 2:30 a.m.
Okay, let's see. The first time I woke up was about 10ish. Then I went back to sleep, and then I woke up about pretty much 12 o'clock, and that's when I got out of bed. Because I was awake till like 2:30 playing The Witcher 3.
Yeah, fair enough.
Again.
8 hours. 8 hours of sleep.
Yep.
I think I got also 8 hours of sleep. Nah, I got 7.
For my Twitch announcement, I've just gone gun go pew pew.
I gun go pew pew. I broke out of Elo Hell.
Cause no, like my thing is Overwatch 2 with Quartzi in the announcement. What was it? Oh,
nice.
Oh yeah, go live notification gun go pew pew. Okay, hold on. We'll see if my internet is good enough to stream, because it sometimes does not go well. Who do I want to play? Oh, you're already checking Kiriko. Who's do I want to put? Yeah, fuck it.
I'll find my own path.
Are we defending or attacking? Oh dang it! I gotta move.
Prepare to defend. Prepare your defenses.
Rakako. Oh yeah, wait. I wanted to message us here.
I would more like to be on the gay team. Wait, what?
What? That's so mean. Oh, they have 2 tanks. Where Whisper.
Why does he say we're on the gay team?
Did you add me from?
How does he know we're on the gate? What the fuck?
That's from? They don't. They don't.
Oh wait,
they were trash talking.
Yeah.
Oh, horny stepmom is on our team, dude.
I thought maybe it's because they could like fucking see the fact that we're well, I mean, I've at least got the pride flag on my thing just because why not?
Dude, we got a horny stepmom in that epic. She died in 1 shot. Be happy we have a healer.
Yeah.
You really like Symmetra.
Yeah. Oh, I'm starting to get a taste for her.
You need to laser down Doomfist. He's right here. Oh, he's dead. Never mind.
Can't even see. There we go. Oh.
Come back, come back, come back.
I got my ult ready already.
Don't use it. Use it when they use their ults, you know, to defend. Like, what did they have? They have a Kiriko. They have a, like when Roadhog uses his, I'm assuming Kiriko will use theirs, and then you can use it to defend us, you know?
True.
Assuming you don't die.
Yeah, assuming.
Like around now. Because we don't have a Roadhog. We don't have a tank at the moment. C9, C9, C9.
Ah, I died. I got pew-pewed.
Okay, sorry, I was making sure we don't get C9'd.
No, that's fair. I got grapple hooked by Roadhog and then pew-pewed.
I mean, it's not getting C9'd, it's doing C9.
Doing your mom.
Yeah, great. I mean, C9. Of course he died. You're gonna die. Oh, you got him. On point.
Ah, damn it. I was jumping hard.
They have 3
it.
tanks now! Yay, they finally figured out how to play this game mode! 3 tanks and whoever has the better healer wins.
The spring flows anew.
2 tanks, 2 damage, 1 heals.
Yeah, it's not gonna work out.
We need another tank.
I mean,
don't we?
two tanks is still better than 3 damage.
Like a gentle rain.
Now it's truly just a game who has the better healer, which is definitely not the solo healer over here. Fuck you. Ah, she fell! Idiot! Hey buddy, how you doing? They're going around us.
I see.
Or not, they're over there.
The conflict has found us.
I would have not gone that way. You should probably teleport my way. Okay.
Nah, I couldn't. I need to be clever on the count with my turret placements. Alright, next time I die, I go a tank. Simple as.
I'm with you.
I thought there was a diva screaming for healing. Oh my god, they're so mean. Oh, they all jumped. You're good. Laser him. Okay, now you're dead.
Alright, time to go attack.
Hilarious.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
See, this is the funny game mode.
I don't give up that easily.
Oh man, did I have to die? Yeah, we got 3 tanks! And
Yeah,
2 heals!
sure.
We might win! No, just kidding.
Okay.
I mean, I'm barely healing as much as they are, and that's a bad sign, because I should have gotten all the heals, because...
You don't know, I'm gonna do that.
There's a health pack right there, did I forget to mention that? Fun fact, if you didn't know, if Reinhardt swings, there is like this 1 or 2 frames where you can jump that he pushes you back to the point where he's out of range of swinging you. So if you actually are like a good distance away and you jump right when he hits you, you get like a really, really small boost backwards. But if you get hit like twice and you did it good and you were far away to begin with, you might be out of range for him to hit you.
Fair enough.
And it's really funny that he has that tiny boop.
We're getting hard in the middle too.
We're pretty good together. Thanks for the heal.
The healers 1v1 the Reinhardt in 1. Watch me get absolutely grabbed.
I'm at. No, I got my ult ready.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Oh, I thought she was gonna survive. But a swing! Wrong person.
Oh.
Yeah, C9, baby! Well, we can't really C9, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she caught my nade.
Fuck it. I wanna try out Reinhardt, why not?
Nicely done. I thought the Reinhardt died. Oh, he didn't. That's why I was confused.
Done playing around.
Swing, Parsi. You can't shield him. There's no use of shielding against him.
I don't know. This is the first time I played Reinhardt.
You're welcome for the info. Now you know. Just swing.
Yep.
Never let go.
Got it.
Maybe pressing shift would have been a better idea. Oh, it's only Roadhog left. Oh, he got the Roadhog.
I couldn't do anything against their Reinhardt because he was just getting constant heals.
I'm touching the point.
Aw.
Hey, we got them to overtime.
That's true.
Wait, did the person respond? No. Can I see their profile? Are we gonna win? What do you think? Huh?
I don't know.
Me neither. Now we're gonna lose.
Well, the other guy can go tank. Oh, yeah, no, 3 times. I don't know. Okay. I just thought maybe...
I mean, Bastion and Reaper are really good against
Wait,
tanks.
why the fuck do we have two Moiras? What?
We don't
for a
have
second
two
we had 2 more. It showed me 2 Moiras.
OP. That would be overpowered.
That's why I was like, why the... yeah, I'm gonna go Reaper.
It's a bronze buddy. Yeah, let's go. We like this person.
Over here. Is there nothing you can do for this pain?
Nope.
Think of it as
Okay, yeah, no, because Virgil. The reason the guy at the beginning said he wanted to be on the gay team, look at the social. It's because we got 2 other people on our team with the gay flag, and the guy that said it had a gay flag.
What's the gay flag? I've never heard of it.
The rainbow flag.
That's just a rainbow.
Yeah, okay.
That's just a rainbow. Alright, the turret's dead. Start pushing. Go break his shield. Fuck him. Go, stepmom, swing! He also didn't know about the shield strat.
Oh, he's got another fucking turret up there.
Alright. Oh my god, we win! Woo! Dude, Reaper's cracked damage.
Yeah. I killed the Kiriko, I hope.
Yeah, he sucks! He's up there. Swing him!
What? I got the final poop.
Kiriko's dead. Nice.
Anyone else up here?
Good job. Oh, turret.
You know there's a Osai right here, right? She's literally just waiting on top of the building.
Alright, just hit her. She'll die eventually. Told you. Your job is to literally just shoot them. They will die eventually.
Yeah, that is how guns work.
And you heal yourself every time you hit. By the way, you don't have to be close to start shooting. Just when you can see them, basically start shooting.
I know. Oh, they have a Pharaoh.
Oh, she's on the ground. Oh, she's dead.
I thought this would be harder.
See, ground targets. Easy.
There's a Roadhog back here.
Where'd the Kiriko go? Behind us.
Yep.
Yeah, she's right
Dead.
there. Nice, good kill. I'm gonna sit on point, no worries.
Ah.
Dang it.
Well, my
Car
ult
on point. Nice swing. Nice holding of left click, dude.
GTC. Hey, what's up, Callum? I know, right? I held left click well.
Yeah, hold left click. You'll win, trust me.
Just like...
You'll do better if you hold left click than if you don't.
Hi.
Or if you press Q, that one works too.
Oh. I was fucking behind cover. Can you invite me to the group if you do?
Apparently not, buddy.
Oh no, we're good. Can't hear your friend, I don't think.
I mean, we're still winning by a long shot.
Hey, what's mean you can't hear? What? Oh, no.
There, Farah.
Oh, there's just no desktop audio whatsoever. One sec, that's weird. Bruh. Properties. There we go. Bruh, that's cringe.
Swing!
Okay, I had no game audio the whole time, bruh. Alright, now it should be...
I'm C9ing.
No, it should be fine now.
I tried to C9.
That's fine.
Nice.
Back though.
Push him off. Nice, nice. No! Keep pushing.
Ow.
Oh, well done.
Yes, come on. Who's still there? Oh, Roadhog. Let's go.
Farah.
There we go.
Nice, well done.
Nice. And we beat their time as well. Okay, also that entire time
Good round,
I had...
good round, guys. Good round.
Right, so my stream only had mic audio, not game audio or desktop audio or anything like that.
Ha! So they had me as well?
No, so they didn't have you, so they literally was just hearing me.
Ha! Good
That's
stream.
all they could hear.
Good
I know,
stream.
right?
Perfect stream. You know, why have anything else except for the streamer?
Yeah,
because
exactly,
it's all about you, right?
Yeah, you don't need game audio or anyone else that's in
I mean,
call.
to be
All
fair,
you
some
need is
people
me, 'cause-
literally play without audio, like me sometimes.
That's fair enough. Fair enough, but I'm the most important, so you only need to hear me. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
else, fuck the game.
Hey,
I'm the most important person here.
language.
I don't care about the language on my
I
stream.
care about language.
Oh, crumpled bottoms. There, that better.
You know, when a man makes himself laugh, he's desperate.
Yes, very. I'm very desperate. That's not a joke. That's just sad.
That's not a joke. That's just the truth.
No, that's not a joke. That's just sad.
Yeah.
Just
Starts
a tear.
whining.
No,
It's like when
single
someone,
tear.
it's like, hey, someone tells you, what are you gonna do? Cry about it, and then you start crying, and then they're confused.
Like, what are you gonna do? Cry about it? Yes.
Yeah, and then you start whining, and then they're like, what the hell? Stop crying! Dive, dive, dive! Don't dive!
They fucking dressed as a... Was that
Do they have a
dressed
May?
as a fireman?
Oh,
Yeah, the
May's
May was
dead,
dressed
we
as
can
a
dive.
fireman. Yeah. The
I
May
mean,
had a
she
fireman.
does, she
so that
is
was
frosty.
interesting. Oh, hey, I see what you did there.
You'll be fine.
I helped. I shot him once.
She's so far ahead. Go get him! We're better than them. Oh, they have a bastion. Dive, dive, dive! Wait, we
Oh,
win?
that was it.
Oh, because they
Oh,
had
we shot it.
overtime.
Yeah.
GG.
Oh, bruh. Easy. GG.
Not
Yeah, no, they had, like,
not me.
if you look-
It's a...
Yeah. Alright, let's go roll Q and I'm gonna Q as heals.
No, we can't.
Oh, I thought it just because I couldn't Q as a
I thought
thought
we
it was
were
just
gonna do open queue now.
No, that's fine. I thought you said either open queue or queuing as healer / tank because I don't have ranks for either of those.
Yeah, that would work, but open queue sounds like fun now. Because we won.
Yeah, I guess.
And you did good.
True. Bro's cracked. Yes, I am, Callum. Yes, I am.
Bro's cracked. I think he's talking about me.
Yes. Nah, he's definitely talking about
Hey,
me.
I
I'm the most important
carried
person here.
so hard that game with my heals.
Nah, I don't know what you mean. I'm
Okay,
clearly the
fine.
most-
It's all good. It's all good.
I won all the... I've hidden my viewer count now. I can't see how many people are watching. Damn it.
Why would
There
you
we go.
care? If it's 0, if it's 1, if it's 10, full
Pure-
energy regardless.
Pure unbridled curiosity.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I won all matches in a row with Anna and got ranked silver 1. Bruh.
I won 7 matches in a row and got bronze 5, and then I won another 7 matches in a row and still got bronze 5.
Nah.
Imagine.
Well,
Yeah, it's because it was bugged in season 0.
no, that's a bruh moment.
Yeah. And since then I was like, oh, why don't I just do a fun thing where I try to climb as much as possible in a single season?
Oh my god, yes, we both have the pizza emote. That's hilarious.
Oh my god, don't
Me and
tell me
this-
you have
me and
pineapple
this-
pizza.
Yeah, me and this.
Oh my god, you
Zenyatta
like
both did.
pineapple pizza?
No, I hate it, but it's
Yeah, then
funny
why
emote.
would you emote pineapple pizza?
Yeah, see, this guy gets it. It's a skill issue, Quartzi. That was just a
Pineapple
skill issue.
fucking pizza,
Yeah,
man.
look
You
behind you,
are
look behind
the
you,
most
look behind-
disgusting person ever.
The Zenyatta had it as well.
I
Yeah, no,
will
I hate
not-
pineapple pizza. I hate pineapple pizza as well. This is just the only.
I will
item they had
not
as an
play
emote.
with people that use pineapple pizza. Because if they use it, it must mean they enjoy it. Otherwise, they would never dare to equip it. That was a well-deserved... Why didn't you just shift? Or did you already use it?
I think I had already used it to get out of
okay.
the way because I was dying. Who did I want to be? Oh yes, totally.
I think we need more tanks.
Possibly. So I'm gonna go support.
We already have so many support.
Exactly, that was the joke.
Imagine dying to the same guy again, to the same trick.
Alright, fine, fuck it.
Oh, he's dead.
Reinhardt, best tank, changed my mind. I played him once, so I couldn't tell you.
Hi, Monkey. Monkey's going back. Woo! He just
have
got
a
a
Kobe,
rock
though.
tossed at his face. Dude, Orisa
They-
cracked.
Yeah, they've got a Toby one as well. Hello?
Can someone sit on the point? Thank you. Oh my god, he's not there anymore.
Let me balance you out.
Yeah, this will happen. What the fuck did he get? Oh, there's one up top there.
Where'd he go?
Oh.
He's up here still.
Nope.
Do I want to peek for fun?
Like a gentle wind.
No, I don't
Ah,
think so.
fuck you. I just had my spinny thing. Ow. Damn. Okay, their Torbjorn switched to Bastion. They've gone Bastion Junkrat, the easiest fucking people in the game. If we win now, I will be very surprised. Slamming Anna with ult is the best feeling. Yep, fair enough.
Nice.
Just take
Who the fuck is Jack Tyson?
Oh, what are
Mike
you on about?
Tyson's brother.
Oh, hey, Sona. I did not hear you enter.
Weren't you the one who greeted him?
No.
Huh.
Well, I just now when he started talking, I went, hey, Sona, because I didn't hear him enter.
Oh no, I
Toxic
said
team
like
plays
two
on
words.
Two tank. They got 3 damage. What the fuck are they on about?
Should I join? So that we can lose harder.
I can't heal you when you're inside an enemy orb, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you definitely want to shield through that, otherwise you're definitely not surviving.
What did the dude just say?
Man
in
really
chat?
says noob. The guy was like, oh, toxic team played
called
2
winning.
tank.
I'm gonna move the
I'm
payload. I hope
sorry,
you're
but
okay with
playing
that.
2 tank is a lot more chill than
Playing
one.
3 tank is the best.
No, I wish the competitive was 2 tanks, 2 tanks, 2 DPS, 1 healer.
I'm casually moving. Don't get close to me.
I
was
should launch Overwatch.
I was invincible.
They still have to change the name of the goddamn desktop icon, and I find that hilarious.
Why? It's the same game.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be Overwatch 2. The fact that the desktop icon called Overwatch that has been installed by Blizzard allows Overwatch 2 to be open just shows even more that Overwatch 2 shouldn't be called 2, just be called 2.0.
It's the same game. It's just an update. It's not a different game.
They marketed it as a new game and not just an update. That's the problem here.
Unlucky for that guy.
Marketing.
Up there, by the way.
I still got my ultimate. I have yet to use it.
I don't want to die.
Ah, fuck you.
Bastion is to your right. Oh, never mind. He's dead. Dang it! I thought I could
once
kill him.
again shielded through fucking. I love fucking with the McCree that way. He goes, it's Hanu, and then I'm just like, nope.
Reaper, watch out. And use it. Whoever that was, I killed him. Oh, it was a Reaper. Hey, team kill.
Look, they've gone 2 tanks as well. Full toxic team, all mad. They've literally gone 2 tanks as well. What the fuck's he on about? Bad, cause bad. I'm just gonna fuel the toxicity.
Hell yeah, I'm toxic. You have 2 tanks too.
Yeah, they literally went double tank as well. Like, what the fuck is he on about?
No, don't go healing.
Oh, Yeti Hunter is a thing.
Absolutely don't go healing.
That's fine.
Because we already
3
have
heals,
one.
1
And
tank.
you did amazing as tank.
Yes. Why
Yeah,
playing
you did. You
open
did.
queue
You did
ranked?
so much damage.
Oh,
Very
Yeti
true.
Hunter's out again.
We're playing open queue rank because we can't play roll queue rank together.
Well, we figured out how.
Yeah, no, well,
Also, I might be
yeah.
high enough rank at this point.
2 tank again, very bad. Try.
I can't join you while you're in competitive.
I guess Sona doesn't have any competitive points.
No, I can't join you at all while you're in a competitive match.
Well, of course not, but you can look at my stream.
Oh, no,
Then
you'll know
what's
he
going
said
on.
it's bad.
Don't wanna.
Would help.
Should I just
thanks.
play competitive and see if I fight against you?
Well, you can't because we're in a game right now. Wait, I can't read that. Case 137. I love this song. Oh, Reaper cracked. He just killed our only DPS. Help, Reaper. Damn, I'm in the wrong chat. I thought at least you would help.
Damn it. I'm on trying.
We're being absolutely owned in the back line.
I mean, I've got
while I'm
three
trying
of them
to.
on me.
Yeah, you only survived so long because I was healing you while being under attack for 30 seconds.
You didn't say anything. You didn't say, hey, can you come
I
help
said
me?
Reaper backline. Need help. Come
No, you
on,
didn't.
buddy.
You didn't feel.
I think I
Exactly.
even pinged him. That's like the big thing, is pinging.
Hello, I'm here.
Oh my god.
Fuck you, Reaper.
Brings relief.
Alright, our one tank is cracked up right now, so... That was such a good thing. Keep, let go. Ah, you didn't let go when I said so. You would have gotten 2 kills.
Soothing your wounds.
Alright, that's Moira dead.
Because I can exactly see someone walks out. I'm not sure if you can.
Together.
Because I've never used the ult, so I don't know the angle.
Come to me for heals.
If only we had a Tobion.
Good
Do you remember
kill.
Space Chimps?
Hey.
That's the only counter against that, but he used it too early, I think.
Right, we have Reaper. Hello.
Behind again, she ulted.
And she's
Nice. Oh, you got her. Oh, now I'm running away. I'm sorry. This is so funny. I can heal from behind here. I was 2 seconds away from teleporting. I have
That's
ult.
Nice. Oh god, ult plus my gun. Brrr.
We've got this.
I'm gonna
Yeah, but I
fucking
don't think we're gonna
Bastion's
do it in
minigun.
time because the Sigma sprinted ahead so far.
What's up?
He got the kill, but Sigma's gonna die. You wanna go?
Yes.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Oh, hey, look.
And drop. Nice.
It takes two.
Wait, I thought you killed him. Oh, you got the other one.
No, I got Osira and Moira.
I missed him. They're regrouping.
See, look, now they've got 3 tanks, bro.
I made him stressed. Yeah, I made her stressed to push.
Be careful.
Kill her before she ults. She has to ult in this room, if anything. Okay, perfect. Now you just have to hard defend. Shoot the soldier, he's standing still. Ah, damn.
Damn it. I got nearly crushed by the Diva. See, they've gone 3 tanks now, bro. And they were calling us toxic. Ah, we were
No,
so
that
close.
melody!
Oh.
I was close enough to
I'm not gonna
teleport. I
push
thought
that.
you were miles away.
Nope.
I was gonna teleport, but
Time to try again.
I didn't know someone was close.
Ho ho hey.
Hey, did you try to fight that? What?
Yes.
Why?
Wow. I was trying to back off, but
Oh,
they
yeah,
were
it's-
all there, so there's not much I could do.
Fair enough.
But yeah, they've gotten 3 tanks. What if we went 4 tanks and 1 heal?
Please come closer. Thank you. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here. Alright, let's go.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Okay, I died, but no. Ah, almost.
Big stunner left.
Fuck off.
Ah,
Interesting.
Sag.
Oh, I got crushed by their thing.
You got crushed. Should we say imagine 3 tanks? Chat.
Yeah, I want to call them out on it because they were calling us toxic for
Nah,
going
it's a
2.
joke.
And the guy that was calling us toxic has gone a tank, bro.
Oof. That was a jump scare.
Put you all off.
Diva on the back line.
Thought you needed the help.
I just play defensively. See, that's why we play defensively. Alright, start pushing with the other tank. Nice.
Nope.
Nice, damage, damage, damage. I don't know why you used that ult. That was... The Mara is 1. Who the frick is Jack Tyson?
What?
Baby Diva is in the side room. Baby Diva's dead.
You complain about tanks just play ranked with roles. Yeah, exactly.
That's all I can do. Oh, it's just you. Nice! I hit the timing.
Okay,
We're
that's
almost
2 people I
there.
killed.
You're winning, Parsi! And we have defensive. Use the shield. Drop. Nice. She's 1. And Roadhog walked away. Yo, Parsi
And
cracked.
it's not gonna be enough.
Draw strength from
Bruh.
And I still didn't get player of the game.
Toxic bot.
Free tank on lost somehow.
Hey, look, I got a kill there. I stabbed that guy.
I should have held my ultimate for a bit longer. Truth be told.
Possibly. Hey, that's 2-0.
At the end there, I mean, but we still won. It's fine.
Yeah.
Invite me?
I don't know, buddy. I don't know. Will you troll?
Well,
I don't want to
yeah,
troll.
what-
I want to climb.
I'll
Exactly.
play
What can
like
you bring to
always.
this team?
I'm
What
playing
can
like
you bring to
always,
this
trying-
team? So
Absolutely nothing. I'm horrible at everything.
yeah, then I don't see what the positives will be.
The positives are there are more randoms that are worse than me in this game than ones that are better that you'll probably get.
Okay, no, that's a fair point. It's the lesser of 2 evils.
And you can communicate with me.
Alright, but can we though? Like,
But
you
will
actually
you
have to
listen?
Yes, exactly.
But
We
will
can
you
I said
listen?
can, not that you may.
No, could. You should have said could.
You may communicate with
Yes.
me.
But
There
will
is
you
a
listen to the
possibility of
communication?
communication.
Which is better than the 0% of communication. Again, I'm the lesser.
Yes, but will you listen? Or will you... That's the thing. Like, we can communicate, but if you actually listen, that's something different entirely.
Tell me this. Will the random listen?
Since when are you three people? I don't know. So Sona just kind of like popped into the call at one point, and I didn't even notice until he started talking.
Hello there, I am Jennifer Kino.
Oh yes, both of us are streaming, by the way, Lamau. Oh, you know what would be fun to do, Virgil? Virgil, Quartzi.
Did I give you
Where'd he go?
permission to talk
Wait,
to
there's
me?
competitive where you can
Yes,
go
you did.
double
I don't
tank?
take permission.
I didn't know this. I love this mode already.
Yeah, it's open queue. What I was gonna say is, what would be fun is if we got up each other's streams in a corner of our own stream, so you could have like both POVs.
There's a thing called guest star now on Twitch. I don't know how that works.
Oh.
We have
I
one.
Use my melee.
We have
I just
one
meant add like
healer.
another. I meant just like add another.
I have
thingy.
ping. I'm gonna
window.
accidentally ping a lot because I've changed melee to V and ping is now middle mouse click.
Okay, I'm gonna be second heals.
So I am
Oh, there
sorry if I ping like 50 times in a row.
Fine.
Meanwhile, everyone's pinging.
Oh, I got a headshot.
Roadhog behind us.
Okay.
If you walk away from me, Sona, I'm not healing you.
Yeah, don't worry. I was just trying to get the Mercy because I knew she was behind that wall, but I didn't.
You could have shot her. How? That went off. There's no freaking way.
You want to teleport to me?
I'm here.
Oh,
If I can climb the wall, that's a different question.
I'll give you a little bit of health.
Thanks.
Nice jump, buddy.
Oh, bruh.
Oh my god, the Mercy!
It's the, yeah,
Oh,
the Mercy's
she's
going
lovely.
DPS. The Mercy's actually going DPS, bruh.
no.
I mean, especially now would
They're
be
not
dope.
stepping into the hallway. I wanted to push one out.
Hey,
but
can
they're all-
someone scream taxi if they can taxi me?
I can taxi.
Listen,
I can taxi.
No, you can't. You're too far away. Oh, wait, he ignored me.
Wait.
Well, that might have been a mistake taxiing with you.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe you don't
I
want to taxi
pressed
to me.
shift before that happened.
Apparently not. Oh, insta respawn.
Let's go.
The
That's new.
hell?
See.
I'm guessing it's because they're pushing.
Oh, you're dead.
Nice.
Who the fuck? Okay. 2 healers sounds good.
Junkrat on our right.
Oh,
Oh,
he's dead.
There's nothing I can do about that.
Fuck off. Oh,
Oh, their Mora died.
got
Double.
both their healers.
They have no heals.
And the Junkrat. They
Dive!
only have both
Dive!
tanks.
Dive! 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 You'll be fine. Diver. Dive him as well.
That was almost a team wipe ult now.
Make sure you always press left and right when you dive the Roadhog.
Okay, that was now
Dive her,
basically a
dive
team
her.
wipe ult.
Actually, don't dive her. Dive the Mercy.
Well, yeah.
Oh, you should have right-clicked her at the end for the burst.
I'm gonna be honest, I was not confident of hitting that close.
That's fine.
Junkrat
Thanks
is
for the
very
heals.
low. I'm trying to
You're
snipe
welcome.
him. Oh, fuck off. You're not gonna hit me. I'm just gonna do this and be annoying. Which is my job. Basically DPS. Oh, fuck. Ah, I fucked that wall up.
Do you have ult?
Me?
Too late.
I just... damn it, I got ulted.
He's looking at him.
I learned from that.
Oh, pfft. I wanted to melee, but I pinged instead. I knew it was gonna happen.
Exactly. Don't put it away from V, doofus.
No,
V
I
is
always
melee.
have it on middle mouse click, because then I don't have to go away from space. It's always disliked melee.
You're taking a lot of damage, Orisa.
How many are there?
Oh! Crack him! Orisa's low. Well done. Spread. I teleported miles ago.
I just shifted, panic.
I teleported a mile ago, man. I swear.
Ow!
Ow. I got roadhogged.
What? Kill me. The Mercy is down. Mercy is dead, but I died to the drunk rat. I thought I had shift, but it was only 2 seconds.
I'm just gonna wait.
Oh my god, that Roadhog healed for so much. Their enemy Roadhog.
Give up that easily.
It's getting so many free heals.
Moira is low.
Oh, bruh, I almost died to that.
You got her? She's one snipe away, just saying.
Come on.
Yep.
You're doing great
They're all
flying over there, Parsi.
They're all frozen. I'm dead though.
I was getting pushed back by the Roadhog's ultimate.
Mercy's dead.
Drunk got a lucky one in.
Nice!
The drunk got me in a.
I mean, yeah, there was a Moira fucking. There was a
Oh,
Moira.
got it.
come on. The junk
I
rat's
took her
still
off
there.
of you, but she focused on me. Yeah, no, I don't think we've got this.
I mean, we could
Well,
still
at
win. We
least
have more than a minute
I got
30.
the counter push every time right now with my ult, so at least that happened.
Yeah, but now you don't have an ult.
Yeah.
This counter pushes when we need it. You need healing? Alright, stop complaining. Alright, spread. It's gone, it's gone. Wheel's gone.
Oh,
I pushed too
and
far.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, it's Junkrat every time. This Junkrat is pretty cool. I just walked into it.
I'm keeping this May alive so hard. Oh, that's you, Sona.
Yes,
It's
thank
the way
you.
he plays. But he's actually doing well with damage.
I
so you
play
can't
May
complain.
like I used to play Junkrat. Unga boonga. Like if I still had freeze. How many people are around me? Okay, no, they're all dead. I have
Pretty
ult now.
much. There we go. I raised you at the perfect time.
Yep.
I'm
Thank
moving
you.
the robot. No worries.
Yeah.
I'm going with you because the moment they all respawn, I can just ult.
Now
That's
it's
all.
unrealistic that we win. Like, infinitely unrealistic.
You stay on point.
You don't push forward. That Mercy's gonna kill you.
I wanted to distract them so that I can wall.
Alright.
Mercy fluing.
Oh, what? I was in the air. I was so far away from that ult.
Good luck.
I'm super far away.
Ah, god damn it! I didn't know that you can go into that building.
That teleport was so early. I saw him coming out miles away. It takes
I didn't know that
it feels
you
like
could
it takes
enter
a
that
full
building, I'm
second until the
sorry.
teleport occurs. It's crazy. Alright, this is a Sag moment.
Oh, they got a lever.
Oh, one of the damn. What was that? Oh, it's a tank of theirs. They only have one tank now.
Wait, one of them left?
Yeah.
Don't throw.
Fuck, I'm going after
I mean, we can
Mercy.
still totally lose. There's a Junkrat behind us.
Got
I
the
helped
Mercy.
you with that, Mercy.
Fuck.
Hey, Sona, is it okay if you have point duty and never let go?
Yeah, I'll just stay on point. I have ult though.
Yeah, that's why. Never let go. If you only let go of the point for half a second, you lose, by the way.
Yeah, but I can't do anything if Orisa spears me.
There's Moira over there.
Oh my god, I died immediately. It's up to you,
Yeah, I'm
Quartzi.
gonna die.
Doomfist ulted. Nice, have no tank.
I'm dead.
Dead. It's just
I'm
you,
dead. Stay on
Doomfist.
point. Stay on point. Thank you.
Oh, good res. Forward spawn.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
Hey, don't be cocky, okay? No cockiness. You stay
I'm not
floating
being
there,
cocky.
Parsi. You just continue being ballerina, alright?
Yeah, that's what
You
I'm
do
doing.
you do your swimming arts right there, okay?
I blocked off one entrance.
Right
up
side,
there.
I'll get her.
I have a Reinhardt.
They
Oh,
literally
God.
have an Osira just waiting in that building, by the way.
Damn, I died again immediately. She has so
Is no one gonna
much
do anything
range.
about the Osira?
I
in the
got
building?
pinned. I got pinned. I'm dead.
Then now the Osira jumps down after she's already damaged slightly.
I'm dead. He got me.
Ah.
EC9.
How did?
He punched someone, so he flew away. I told you, it's less than a second.
No, I got pinned. I was dead.
Oh. That sounds fun.
I'm surprised I didn't die mid-pin because Junkrat ult hit me.
Oh,
That's the first one.
nice kill.
Yeah, I panic shifted there.
Oh, nice kill, triple kill.
And after that, the entire team died. I'm surprised I got that Junkrat headshot, by the way. That's not usually something I get.
Easy.
I love playing Mei. It's so fun.
Alright, play Junkrat.
It was
Yeah, I
even
wanna-
funnier in Overwatch 1, because then I could
kinda wanna-
actually solo people.
I kind of want to give May a go. Seems like I've still got 2 challenges to complete on the event one.
Your mouse one slows people, so if you're good at aiming, if you're bad
know.
at aiming and can just correct yourself, you can
I
still
know how
do
to
that.
play her.
Howdy,
I
Panda.
also
like the
don't
basic-
have to play her. My problem is I used to do freeze right click, but now since it's only a slow, I can't. So right click is almost useless to me except for just projectile spamming.
Fair enough. Alright, well,
Is this
I'm gonna take over
roleplay?
with BRB.
Hey, you better be fast. Oh,
Yep,
too
never
late.
mind.
Never mind, no pee-pee.
Will Quartzi make lunch?
No. It's almost dinner time, buddy.
Okay. I'm gonna buy more Fladenbrot next week, okay? I would like you to make a pizza out of it.
Nope.
Hey, Quartzi, you gonna cook for me when I'm there?
Nope.
Can I do something stupid?
What? But I'm
Do
gonna be staying
something
over.
stupid.
I'm gonna be staying overnight though, because you know, for your birthday and stuff.
I'm gonna go attack some.
I have work on that day.
Oh fuck.
I go to work at 4 a.m., buddy. I don't think you want to be woken up.
Should I switch to tank or may I stay attack Symmetra?
I like your mask.
Maybe I'll just cancel work. I think I'll just... The thing is, I think I just cancel work. It's not worth it. It's a 1 month contract that I got.
Can I not?
And for 1 month, it's not worth it at all to go through all the stress of learning a whole new
teleport us
job.
all upwards. Does that not work anymore?
Fair enough. But remember, I mean, I'm bringing you presents from the Netherlands, so I want to like.
I can't deploy
yes,
anything.
I want to stay over because then we can drink and stuff.
Yes, and stream.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Birthday stream.
I forgot how this map layout is, so.
Oh.
Genji's one.
Keep calm, keep slide.
I mean, I just got fucked instantly there. I'm just gonna switch to Toby. Well, no, we got the first push. I can go to me again.
Save me. Damn it. I was in a good spot and the healing got off me.
C9.
Rezzing.
Okay, I made them turn around. Am I the only healer? No, okay.
Alright, I'm gonna switch to Toby. You can go back to May if you
We
want.
have a teleporter right past the choke point. And it's dead now, I think.
You should go. I don't have any great. Oh, wait, no, I've got a great from the fridge.
Wait, their teleporter disappeared! Ah!
Yeah, because they pushed back.
Well, I need to turn off that eat a grape redeem thing because I don't have any picks at the moment.
Hey, I have a really stupid teleporter spot. I'm just... Damn it, I
May
can't
almost
get
killed me.
anymore.
May's one. May's dead. They have no May.
My gift to you.
Push this, pushable, winnable. Easy, pushable. Yes. Make sure you don't die from that. That would be stupid.
You mean from the old laser?
It's one of the strongest lasers in the game.
Ah,
Hey,
me!
I told you, it would be stupid if you died.
Jump scared me!
Oh,
She just peeked and was like, oh, he's standing still. Let me just...
Hey, Torbjorn, get up here.
Oh.
You're welcome. Have fun with your turrets.
You're doing great. I'm healing you. So you can't die and you can just repair the whole time.
I'm on point. I
I got
can.
my ult
Oh my
ready
god,
as
there's a Genji on point. I cannot defend that.
Laser him. You should have said there's a moron
Ah,
point.
fuck!
Oh.
I've done the wrong buttons twice. Diva's behind us.
Yeah, she's up here with me. He literally
Genji
just
is
came up
dead.
to destroy my turret and then that was it.
How? How? How does she have so much self-healing without healing? Oh yeah, Parksy's doing great.
There.
My
I think you should move your turret over like.
Oh, she just did that, didn't she?
Ah, it's fine. She's dead.
I got you a movement teleporter. You're welcome.
Oh.
No.
I headshot her. I killed her.
Oh, okay. That turret placement.
Roadhog.
Yep,
I'm dead.
that turret placement. Otherwise, you would put it up there.
Up where?
Behind?
Ah, there.
He got laser.
Easy, dude. You didn't even see
My
your
turret got him.
And my laser slows it, which just makes it even worse.
I'd push. Pushable, easy.
Hey, I got my turret up where you
I'm
said
going
I
after the
should, and it's
Roadhog.
sniping.
I am murdering the Roadhog.
Oh wow, we all got away.
Yep.
I just mouse one and I... Diva! You're dead! I have laser!
They have a weird tracer. She didn't die. She's still behind us somewhere. Nope, she's in front now.
I died.
I
Fucking
should have used my core now.
Baptiste saved her. And then healed her up while I was destroying the thing.
I need a
there you go.
taxi.
Wait.
Sona! Move!
What?
Jesus Christ.
There's no body blocking.
Haha, my turret's doing great work.
Yep.
Because it's literally hitting them all from there, and none of them are doing anything about the turret.
Yep. And you're dead.
Yep.
Funny.
I am above them. Being annoying.
Nope. My turret's still... The only reason they've hit my turret is completely on accident. From, like, stray bullets. It's fucking such a broken turret. Oh, there we go.
The Baptiste's gonna be a bitch.
They have a Tourbillon of their own.
Yeah, the turret's right around the corner. You can just kill it, yeah. The Roadhog died? He fell off the map?
How are none of them contesting me up here? Hey, does anyone want to get up here? Quartzi?
Yep. I need heals, though.
Yeah, I can't
You're
heal
fine.
you. Sorry, I'm not good. I'm not good anymore. The only
Laura's
one who can get
one.
up here, I think, is Baptiste. Die turret. Die turret.
Okay, we have a D.Va up here.
That is really good defense. Really good defense. If you just play with the wall, Sona, you would be able to just laser him without getting hurt.
Come here. The fucking D.Va got me.
Die to the lasers.
Laser the D.Va. Laser the D.Va.
Die to the lasers.
Okay, good.
That's
Laser her.
Larissa.
Oh god. I didn't even see him.
No!
He only cored 1 point. Your lasering is going great, I think. I can't do
I'm
anything.
dead. I got hooked into molten core.
Wait, how did Parsi survive that?
I was far enough away.
Oh, you were far enough away, okay.
I'm dead and got hooked into molten core.
Wait, I was further away than you. That's so weird.
0.5? I'm not gonna use the teleporter here. I wanna go upstairs.
Yeah, he did that he did that to the Roadhog. They have 4 tanks. You need to laser them so hard, dude.
I'm trying
It would be better. It would be better if Parsi was Reaper now for the hard damage instead of the turret, because the turret doesn't do enough to kill tanks.
The Roadhog kind of counters me because he's a bitch. Can I do this?
Yeah, C9, C9, C9. C9, C9. We're keeping him busy. No! Who's contesting?
D.Va. 2 tanks. I'm dead. Fuck. I fucked up the wall.
You can
panicked.
you can C9 again. Oh, don't tell me
Oh,
use
I
an
will.
ult.
I wanted to wall dance so that you couldn't kill me and place turrets.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. You could have done it next time.
And I was hoping you guys could use it to push in, but I didn't place it correctly.
Hey, Parsi, C9.
No, not gonna be able to.
I'm contesting
that
it.
healer, though.
Oh, Reinhardt. Yeah, Reinhardt just murders me.
Not really.
They
you
went
can...
back to it.
Don't forget,
No,
if Reinhardt
you're
hits
always
you,
in melee range.
don't forget, if Reinhardt hits you, just jump. So you get pushed back further, and then you're out of range. Don't forget to go 4 tanks when they get this far as well.
I should have waited for Parsi to C9 with me so that we get faster movement.
Yeah.
But hey, that matchup was pretty successful.
Yeah, but don't forget to go 4 tanks, all tanks, when they get that far. You see how invincible it is?
Yeah, because it's a pain.
Yeah.
I am May because it's a point. What if they now also go Symmetra?
They won't, they'll just go tanks.
Oh, I have 8k damage.
See,
That's
3
pretty
tanks,
sweet.
4 tanks, 1 heal.
Oh, there's still 4 tanks.
Yeah, it's the winning strat. That wins every game. That's the thing.
If I have a Mercy on my back the entire time as Symmetra, I could kill everyone except for the Roadhog. And then the
I mean,
Roadhog-
they're gonna
Full
dive.
attack is
They're gonna dive us immediately, and we're dead. So
Roadhog with his damage resist and his self heal kind of outdoes the damage I deal with a full Symmetra laser, sadly.
That's why you place turrets around.
Yeah, but the turrets have gotten so much weaker.
No, they're fucking huge damage. I watched them immediately rush. Told you. Why would you be so close?
I didn't think I was.
Oh, okay. Oh no, his thing reaches like omega far. It's crazy.
Ah, they got my turret bastards. Wrong button. Yep, we're getting wiped.
Should I just switch to a tank already?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going Orisa.
Oh, okay. Can I go Orisa?
Sure, after I die, is that fine?
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm already
That
outside
doesn't
of the
mean
point.
that you should sit and spawn the whole time, Parsi. It's good.
No, I know.
Oh, we got far sight now.
Damn it.
Don't go so far. I can't heal you if you're behind a enemy shield.
Yeah. Oh, behind the enemy shield. Yeah, that's annoying.
You're still behind the enemy shield.
Sorry. Okay. What should I go instead? Zarya, fuck it. Okay, you have Orisa now, once you died.
That's not Mora, that's Zarya.
Yes, it's Zarya.
Yeah, you said Mora.
No,
No,
I
it's
said,
Zarya.
what should I go now instead? Zarya.
Time to try again.
I was like, Mora? That's not a tank. I think. I get Mora and Orisa confused. They sound the same.
I keep calling Orisa Osiris.
I hope there's a healer in it.
You will die.
Yeah.
You're pushed without other tanks near you.
I didn't see... And Zarya should have been able to fucking tank this in Overwatch 1, which just pisses me off even more. Since it's 4 tanks, they shouldn't have much damage, but no, this game isn't balanced.
What? Okay, I thought my spinning thing would cancel the ult.
No. I saw that was so hilarious. I saw it in a one of my comp games as well, and Orisa trying to spin that ult, and it just face planted and died.
I used my shields now already.
The universe.
Okay, I have ult now. Fucking hate them.
I mean, you can ult with Parsi. Parsi can keep him inside, so Parsi uses it, then you ult, and then they stay inside, and Parsi full charges.
Parsi is dead. That will not work anymore.
My ult's ready as well.
Yeah, but it won't work. We already lost. Oh, actually, we might. No, we win. Nice. Now we can regroup. So yeah, if you're gonna use your ult, then Parsi has to use it. Don't forget to shift up before you use it, Parsi. And then Sona is gonna use it as well, his on yours, so that they all get sucked in with you, and then you can full charge.
Yep. Alright, just tell me when I should use my ult.
Why not now? Sona.
That was not a full charge, I think.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was a full charge.
That thing can charge up to like 250.
No, it charges up to like 400.
Don't let them C9 us like we tried to do them. That would be
They
embarrassing.
won't. I'm literally sitting on the point.
Alright, I got grappled just outside the immortality field. Okay,
Holy shit,
we're
I
down
heal
to
for
2 tanks
so
again.
much. I'm
Two
dead.
tanks,
I don't
two
know how
healers,
I
I'm
survived for that long being behind his shield, but thank you, whoever kept me alive.
Us both. Both healers.
I'm now dead.
dead. Oh, yes.
Just don't be cocky.
I just want to murder the Baptiste.
Oh,
I had
thank
a shift! What
Thank
do you
you.
mean? I pressed
Quartzi,
shift!
Yeah?
you fucking saved me there.
Yeah, you're welcome, but now you're dead.
Yep.
I have ult soon, we can do the same thing.
Yeah, but Parsy's dead, I'm dead.
Parsi, tell me
everyone's
what
I
dead.
you're-
don't. Mine's at 85%.
I mean, if Parsi hits a couple shots, I'll get it.
I don't give up that easy.
Use yours in case you die, and then Parsy's just gonna
Yeah.
use his anyway.
Oh fuck. I don't know
Okay,
how
bye-bye.
Diva got it.
Too bad.
Diva wasn't even looking at me and absorbed it. I
Why
don't
did
know
we
how.
switch off a third tank? One of our people turned
Because
from a
he
tank
went to
with
healer,
damage.
and it actually let us survive that one
fair
encounter
enough.
very well.
Okay, I need to turn off the fucking profanity filter. 'Cause it's
Oh
really
no, I
annoying.
love the profanity filter. It makes streaming so much safer in case they say that one word.
I like
Yeah,
having
but
Because
what we have
otherwise you
filter.
get banned if someone reports you because it was there.
Yeah,
That's
but that wasn't
dumb.
exactly our fault. Yeah, that's dumb.
You should
It doesn't
only
matter.
be you should only be able to be banned by things you can control. Like if the game has a profanity filter, then yes, okay.
Exactly,
it's
it does.
for not
Therefore, you
turning
can
it on.
control it.
But if it does not have a profanity filter, then that
I mean,
rule should not.
no,
I'm
apply.
not
then you-
responsible for other people's actions. So I
Then
shouldn't
you
get in
hide the
trouble for it.
chat like everyone does in any online game. They blur it. Because it's also not your information to give out. Okay, what's your guys' best hero damage done and healing done?
Oh god.
Oh,
Career
God.
profile, right? Yeah.
Oh, where does it say
Oh.
that?
Just go to
Statistics.
yeah, statistics, all modes.
What? My
Weapon
best was
accuracy,
18k. And what was the other one?
Where's damage? I don't see damage. Just
It's
time
hero
plays.
damage done and healing done. They're next to each other.
18
I
and
see.
21.
Bastion with 10k damage
What?
per
What do you
average
mean
10
Bastion with 10? What? Just go under all modes and don't pick
Oh,
a
I
hero.
have
That's
a
what-
higher
that's what I
average
did.
healing done than you, Quartzi.
Then how do you see
Well,
Bastion?
because it's a hero. What are you on about?
No, you don't
Well-
pick a hero.
No, Jesus Christ! Look, go on my stream. All damage done. Hero damage done. 9k for Bastion.
What? Yeah, let me check. Can you
I-
say?
it's
Can you
not-
write something in my chat so I can find you?
Which
Oh,
hero
God,
do I have
let's
my
get you.
most damage on?
There you go.
Ban me.
Well, you have an ad, so fuck you.
No.
Why
I
would you
wanna
put a
know,
screenshot
who
up
did
there?
I deal 18k damage?
Of course,
You're
I'm
not
not
subscribed.
subscribed. I don't have money.
Exactly. So you're gonna get ads. I can't help it.
I know how to skip them.
Yeah, I've got an ad block for it myself.
No, no ad block. I just know how to skip them.
Fair enough.
There's that I once got 1 out of 13 or 17 ads. It's brutal.
That's horrendous.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah,
did
no,
I
you're on
deal
the
18K
you're on the wrong
damage?
screen. You need to go statistics.
Oh.
Yeah,
Huh?
I'm confused. What the fuck are you doing on that screen?
Oh. Yeah, I thought you were on about like.
There
okay,
you go.
which
See,
hero?
it's
I thought you were asking which
15k.
hero.
It's 15k. See?
I thought you were asking which hero had the most damage.
No.
My highest hero
15K,
damage is
10K.
18k, but I can't find
not
which
quickly
hero
tickle
it
this.
is.
Yeah, of course you can't.
Why?
Wrong season.
I'm gonna be right
No,
back,
I'm
I'm
under
gonna go
all
to the toilet.
modes.
Wrong season.
What do you mean wrong season?
Wrong season.
You should show it.
Oh yeah, and it's average per 10 minutes. I hope you're aware of that.
Average per 10 minutes is 4.7k, which is higher than yours.
What? My average per 10 minutes is 8k in healing, and damage is 8k as well.
You
Oh.
wanted statistics,
Yeah, statistics.
not overview.
Yeah, mine's 4k and 4k because sometimes I'm AFK and that's all modes. If we go into comp, I'm 9k in healing. If we go on quick play, that's where it goes down. Because sometimes I like playing DPS as a healer. Average per 10 minutes, 9k, that's actually a lot.
My average deaths per minute is hilarious.
Good to know in comp, I've lost more games than I've won.
My highest hero damage average per 10 minutes is 13k.
I once was at like 16 games won and 1 game lost. Now I'm at 27 games won and 31 lost. Oof.
Alright, I'm back, let's go.
Oh my god, Parsy's average healing. Wait, go under comp. Instead of all modes, go competitive, because all modes is very unrealistic.
Yeah, I barely played competitive heals, so that'll be
Hey,
Yeah.
hero damage 6k. Oh, healing, only 700.
I still don't. My highest hero damage done is 18k, but I don't know on which character.
I'm assuming May or Junkrat.
No, May is 9k and Junkrat is 14k.
Huh.
Reaper is 4k, which is abysmal, but Pharah is also 14k. And Symmetra is 10k.
Alright, I'll play one more game.
And Zarya
Actually,
is 11k.
No, there you go.
Wait, we could do competitive queue.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it.
This is competitive.
No,
No,
but I mean,
like
queue roll
you
rather
can
than-
queue roll instead of open queue.
When do I get a rank for open queue?
Win 7 games or lose
I don't
20.
know how many I've won.
You'll see when you win.
Yeah, except that you always skip it.
No, you can't skip that. It's a local thing. At least I believe it's a local thing.
Symmetra.
It's my last game.
What are you gonna do afterwards?
Walk the dog.
Fair enough.
I'm getting tired. I'm probably gonna go to bed in the next hour or two.
Oh, you pulled an all-nighter yesterday?
No, I just wake up at 2:30 a.m. now.
Watch your flanks.
That is
They might try
equivalent
something.
to pulling an
Imagine.
all-nighter.
No, it's not, because I go to bed at like 5 p.m., which is like 10 hours of sleep still.
I want the old right-click back, which can go through shield.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Go, Parsi, go, you got this.
Let's get our hands dirty.
I'm eating at the same time. But I say eating more like snacking, but yeah.
Balance you out.
Alright, Sona's dead.
Oh god, there's a Bastion.
By the way, he's to your left, Parsi.
Oh.
Concentration would help.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lucio, no, I can't kill that.
I'm on the objective.
I really like Symmetra's old shield generator ult.
Wrong person. I didn't want to teleport to her. Why do we have 3 DPS, man? Where are our tanks at?
Alright. Why not go through
That
these?
was interesting.
Where are our tanks at, man? We need 4 tanks.
God.
Draw strength from nature.
Oh. Ow.
Sorry, I missed my nade on you.
That's fine.
No, it's not. You died. That's like the opposite of what a healer should let their tank do.
Oh yeah, no, fully, but like I'm saying.
Oh yeah, definitely. You fucked up there, buddy, but it's okay.
Yeah, I forgive you.
Let me balance you out.
It's okay, because I forgive you.
Lucio's one. How did my melee miss in his hit?
I'm going to May now. Wait, do they have... Oh, I'm going Pharah.
I don't give up that easily.
No, they have a Bastion. Fuck that.
The Bastion's not gonna do much because he's busy attacking tanks.
True.
Die, die.
Yeah, I interrupted his thing with my spear. Completely by accident as well.
Can you go into the spawn? Please, please,
Ow.
please, please. Oh my god. Sona, I'm not healing you. Walk into spawn. It's invincibility. Jesus Christ. You're invincible while you stand here. Also, we got the point.
And the tank.
Carried on the wind.
No, who's the tank?
And the Reaper.
We got it back.
Yeah. Now you are aware that spawn is healing and invincibility.
Ow.
Alright, they're not grouped up. Kill, 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 kill. They're not
Reaper.
grouped up. They're not grouped up. Lucio's too close. They're not grouped up again.
I'm just gonna be at the point because I can just shoot. So the Bastion tried ulting me. All three.
I hope you're aware that Bastion can in fact hit you with his ult when you're in the air.
Yes, I know, he missed.
If he perfectly hits you in the center, the rocket just straight up lands on you in the air. It's hilarious. Lucy's on the left.
What's the left?
That's the
There.
left.
Just say elevator.
Brings relief.
Ah, Reaper on the right.
Bro, just say corridor.
True.
No, it's not corridor. Oh, hi. Wow, he hit you. Ah, there's a trap.
Ow!
I think he got sniped.
Yeah, by the Kiriko. Ooh, after teleport too.
Dead.
Can I? Cannot. I'm surprised the Reaper hasn't ulted yet.
Well, I interrupted his ult once already. He did ult. Hey.
Nice, he went too high.
Where did the Junkrat land?
On
Where
my-
did he land?
On my head. I
Oh,
saw
I see
his
his
balls and I just punched him from the
Balls.
bottom up. And then his balls dropped all on me.
Yeah, nice.
What?
What?
And look at the science laboratory. That was probably expensive. That was probably expensive. That monitor was probably expensive.
I'm sad we
That
can't
was
destroy
probably
the
expensive.
rock.
That was probably expensive. Oh, that doesn't work
So was
anymore.
that.
That was probably expensive. Oh my god, I can't break these. What the hell? That must be very expensive.
Yes, these are all unpayable artifacts.
Alright, let's go before we...
Look how fast it's spinning.
Oh my god, Parsy's so far behind! He's throwing!
Yes, I am.
Throwing a spear, that is.
Yeah, exactly, because fuck you, that's why.
They have a Torbjorn now to counter me.
You kill the turret? He won't counter you if you just kill the turret.
Okay, so the invincibility also blocks knockback.
Yeah, it blocks everything. Thanks. Reaper's down there with Kiriko. Hi, Junkie. Oh, Reaper jumped down. Nice. Good kill.
Casually strolling back. Hey, I'm here.
Welcome back, buddy.
Oh, hi. There's someone down here.
Well, he jumped down again. He'll be there again.
Fine by me, because he's not on point.
Oh, they're over there.
Ash is one. Nah.
I'm just freely healing from over here.
Yeah, thank you. You kept me alive for so long.
Tank dead. Because he tried 1v1ing a Pharah.
Thank you. And so now can you pick me? Thank you. Someone's above here. Oh, Junker Queen's up there. Hey, can...
She just died.
Yeah. Roadhog, what the fuck? Oh, Ash trying to snipe me? Reaper behind you, Parsi? Oh, he's coming to me.
Yeah, he's coming to you.
Where did you teleport to? Where's Bob? No! Oh, she hit me.
Kill!
Fuck.
Nice.
Oh, I speared him during his ult. Fuck
That's
yeah.
a little
And
overkill.
you speared him out of my ult!
I speared him out of his own ult, killing him.
Hey dude, healer diff! I healed as much as the enemy team.
One healer did the equivalent of two. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Imagine trying to do anything.
Look at this Ashen Reaper.
Let's go!
There you go, I've won 3 games. Sick.
And lost 2.
That's the only game that counted for me.
Yeah, because it's the first win. It only counts wins.
Fair enough.